I love this idea of giving ourselves space. I think often when we're talking about understanding things, it's usually about doing more, reading more. And of course, that can be part of the process. But how did you develop the capacity almost to give yourself a little bit more space?
So hard. Um, I remember, at some point, I had a full time job. I had one to three side projects going at the same time, and I ran a boot camp. So that
Right.
was my life. And like, I was so afraid of not doing enough with my time and not maximizing. I was a productivity person. And I was like, oh
Yeah.
my God, I want to know all the productivity hacks. I want to know how to like best organize my life so that I can get more done. But I actually had no idea why I was doing what I was doing.
In terms then of you have this set up, this very hectic life, then multiple projects, full-time job, boot camp, productivity, productivity, productivity. How do you begin to create the space?
I remember our first coaching class, actually, that one demo session the teacher and I did together. And I think that was actually one of the turning points because, like, that session, I was talking to him about wanting to be more creative in my life because I used
Right.
to draw, I used to paint, I used to do a lot of creative projects for myself. But I found myself having a dry spell for 10 years. And that's like not a short amount of time. I just couldn't bring myself to want to create anything. And everything that I was doing, it felt forced, or whatever was coming through, it felt stiff. So I wasn't in a place of mind where I was able to just freely channel creativity and let things flow. So I remember that session with our teacher, and he was asking me, what did I really want? And I remember, sort of feeling super frustrated with the fact that I couldn't be creative. And it was this
Right.
judgment of like, why can't I do this? I'm supposed to be able to do this. I want to do this, but I just can't do it. And then I said to him, I said, it's not like I can just schedule creativity in my calendar and every Tuesday I'm going to be creative for an hour at 7 p.m. And gradually through that exploration, I actually came to realize that I just want to relax. I just want to be. It's not about doing anymore. It's actually what I deeply, deeply, deeply wanted was to just let go of this pressure, a pressure of expecting myself to be creative and to churn some stuff out. And also the pressure of like judging myself for not fulfilling a certain kind of expectations that I may have had for me. So I remember that was like a moment of relief almost. Like all of a sudden, I was like, oh my goodness, it's actually not about doing, it's about being. And I have not allowed myself to be for the longest time in my life. And then what was miraculous was that literally like a few days after that conversation and realization, I was painting. I
Hmm.
created three different paintings in 2 days. And it was just like coming and coming and coming. It couldn't be stopped. So that was like the first glimmer into what this really was about.